You wake up already irritated, even before the day begins.
Nothing is wrong, yet everything feels too much.
You don't wake up planning to feel irritated. Most new mothers don't. You wake up planning to love, to be patient, to do your best. And yet, before the day even fully begins, there is this tightness inside your chest. A short fuse, a heaviness you can't name. Nothing dramatic happened. No big fight, no emergency. And that's exactly why it feels so confusing. Because when there is no clear reason, your mind turns inward. What's wrong with me? Why am I like this? Other mothers seem to handle this better. If you've ever had those thoughts, I want you to hear this slowly and clearly. This irritation is not a personality flaw. It is not a failure of love. And it is not a sign that you are a bad mother. It is a biological and neurological response to sustained overload. Harvard University's Center on the Developing Child explains that the human brain, especially under stress, prioritizes survival over patience, connection, or logic. When demands exceed capacity, the nervous system doesn't ask for permission, it reacts. And new motherhood creates one of the most intense demand-to-capacity mismatches the human body experiences. Your body is healing. Your hormones are shifting rapidly. Your sleep is fragmented. Your identity is reorganizing. And on top of that, you are responsible for a completely dependent human being whose nervous system is not mature enough to regulate itself. That's not weakness. That's physics. Energy in versus energy out. And most mothers are running a deficit they didn't know they were allowed to name. I want to pause here and ask you something quietly. Have you ever felt irritated and then immediately ashamed for feeling irritated? If yes, notice that reaction. That shame is not coming from your baby. It's coming from expectations. Modern parenting culture praises control, calmness, and constant emotional availability. But neuroscience tells a very different story. According to the National Institute of Health and the American Psychological Association, emotional regulation depends on a well-rested, supported nervous system. And here's the part that most mothers are never told. Your baby's brain is not built to self-soothe. Your toddler's brain is not built to reason. And your nervous system was never meant to regulate two immature systems while being chronically depleted. Oxford psychology research shows that irritation often appears not at peak stress, but after prolonged low-level stress. That's why it feels like it comes out of nowhere. It didn't. It built quietly, through interrupted sleep, through constant vigilance, through never fully turning off. You may look at your life and think, I have a supportive partner. My baby is healthy. I should be grateful. Gratitude and overload can exist at the same time. The nervous system doesn't respond to gratitude lists. It responds to safety, rest, and predictability. And when those are missing, irritation becomes a signal, not a moral failure. This is where many mothers turn irritation into self-attack. They say things like, I yelled today, I ruined everything, I lost my patience, I damaged my child. Let me say this very carefully. Repair matters more than perfection. The American Academy of Pediatrics emphasizes that children do not need calm parents at all times. They need repairing parents. Parents who return. Parents who reconnect. Parents who show that relationships can bend without breaking. Co-regulation, helping a child calm down through connection, does not require you to never feel irritated. It requires you to come back after. And yet, many mothers don't come back because they are too busy punishing themselves. If this resonates, I want you to pause the video later and tell me in the comments, what makes the guilt heavier for you? The irritation itself or the belief that you shouldn't feel it? That question alone opens an important door, because guilt consumes energy that could have been used for regulation. Shame keeps the nervous system activated, and activated systems don't calm themselves by force. They calm through safety. This is why control doesn't work on children or on yourself. Harvard research shows that stress hormones like cortisol reduce access to the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for reasoning, patience, and empathy. So when you tell yourself, just calm down, Your brain literally cannot comply. You're speaking logic to a survival system. The same way parents sometimes speak logic to a screaming toddler. Both brains are offline, and both need regulation before instruction. Here's something rarely said out loud. Your irritation is often a sign that you have been holding it together for too long. It is not the absence of love. It is the cost of endurance. And endurance without support always breaks into symptoms. Some mothers feel irritation, others feel numbness, others feel sadness, others feel rage. Different nervous systems, same overload. Oxford studies on maternal mental health show that many women experience emotional dysregulation without meeting criteria for depression or anxiety, which means they don't get help because they don't think they're bad enough. But suffering doesn't need a diagnosis to be valid. If you are listening to this and thinking, yes, this explains me, you are not alone. And more importantly, you are not broken. Let's talk about control versus co-regulation, because this is where many parents get stuck. Control asks, why can't I stop feeling this? Co-regulation asks, what does my nervous system need right now? Control demands silence. Co-regulation allows expression. Control leads to suppression. Co-regulation leads to recovery. This applies to your child, and it applies to you. When your baby cries and your irritation spikes, two immature systems collide. Your baby's nervous system is asking for help. Yours is asking for relief. That doesn't make you selfish. It makes you human. The goal is not to eliminate irritation. The goal is to reduce the load that creates it and to repair when it shows up. And repair can sound very simple. I'm sorry I raised my voice. I'm here now. Let's breathe together. Research from the APA shows that these moments of repair actually strengthen attachment. Children learn that emotions are survivable, relationships are resilient, and mistakes are not abandonment. Perfection teaches fragility. Repair teaches security. If this perspective feels new, I want you to notice something. Your shoulders may have dropped a little. Your breath may have slowed. That's not coincidence. Understanding regulates the nervous system. Clarity creates safety. And safety reduces irritation at the root. In the next section of this conversation, we'll talk about something even deeper. Why mothers often feel more irritated with the people they love most. Why evenings are harder than mornings. Why small things feel enormous. And how to quietly reset your nervous system without adding another task to your day. Before we go there, I want to ask you something gently. If you had been taught this science earlier, do you think you would have been kinder to yourself? You can answer that in the comments, because your answer may help another mother feel less alone. I want to continue this thought carefully. Many mothers notice that irritation peaks at the end of the day, not because they love less at night, but because regulation resources are depleted. According to NIH research, self-control and emotional regulation draw from finite neurological resources. They are not infinite traits. They are capacities, and capacities drain. By evening, you have made hundreds of micro-decisions, responded to countless cues, ignored your own needs repeatedly. Your nervous system isn't failing, it's exhausted. This is why advice like, just take a deep breath, often feels insulting. Breathing helps, but only when paired with understanding and reduced load. And this is where guilt quietly does the most damage. Guilt tells mothers to try harder instead of rest deeper. But effort cannot replace regulation. If you're listening and thinking, I don't even know how to rest, that makes sense. Rest isn't just sleep. It's nervous system safety. Sometimes that looks like silence. Sometimes like being held. Sometimes like not being needed for 10 minutes. And sometimes rest begins with permission. Permission to say, this is hard.